It's Labubu, a strange, small creature with jagged teeth, wild hair, and expressive, chaotic eyes. Born from the creative mind of Hong Kong-based illustrator Kazing Lung, Labubu was originally part of a whimsical world called the Monsters, launched in collaboration with Pop Mart around 2018. This wasn't your average cute collectible. It was emotionally raw, weird, and utterly unforgettable. Pop Mart, a Beijing-based toy company known for pioneering blind box designer toys, introduced Labubu to the mass market through their mystery box lineup. Each box was a surprise. You didn't know whether you'd get a pirate Labubu, a magician Labubu, or a seasonal edition like the Christmas or Halloween version. This sense of randomness, mixed with artistic detail, made the toy format addictive. Fans across Asia began lining up for releases in Hong Kong, Singapore, Taiwan, and mainland China. Each drop.
And now on my channel. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Friendship Pearson. Welcome to Friendship Blue. It is Monday, happy Monday, August 18th of 2025. And I have 5 p.m. What's going on with this here? The Monsters. And who is this Labubu? What is that? Is it derived from Pazuzu? Man, I thought I'd go ahead and put this out there for you guys so you can make a more informed decision as to whether you should buy this or have you already purchased it. And if you have, what's your story? Or if you heard about it, what's your story? Let's proceed.
Why would you give your child a demon? Well, by demon, people mean Labubu dolls. These toys became extremely popular in recent years, especially across social media platforms where collectors love showing off their quirky looks. If you've never heard of Labubu, it's a collectible toy designed by artist Kazing Lung. Fans adore them for their distinctive and whimsical appearance, and they are based on Nordic folklore, specifically elves. However, not everyone thinks Labubu is harmless entertainment.
Theories that these dolls are actually demonic have recently surfaced on TikTok and other social media platforms.
People started comparing Labubu dolls to Annabelle, the famously haunted doll from horror movies. The theory goes, owning a Labubu might actually invite demons into your home or cause supernatural trouble, much like Annabelle. This sounds like something straight out of a horror movie, but it's taken pretty seriously by many users. One TikTok even showed someone's little sister.
People taking this doll to have the doll Christian to ward off the spells. Come on, man. What is that, prevention? Or you literally know that it's true, that it's got a demon in it, attached to it, a spirit? Ah, people, I'm telling you, let's proceed.
Among toy collectors worldwide. But here's where things get creepy. Recently, there's been a flood of stories and warnings circulating online. People claim the Labubu doll brings negative energy into their homes, strange noises at night, objects moving on their own, and even feelings of dread are just some of the reported experiences. Now, you might be wondering, is there any truth to these claims? Well, let's look at some real-life accounts. Kathleen, a toy enthusiast from the Philippines, recently shared a spine-chilling story. She warned about the Labubu dolls, calling them a devil's pet. Kathleen said that ever since she brought the doll home, she started experiencing unexplained phenomena. She heard footsteps in the hallways despite living alone. What's even more unsettling is that she found scratch marks on her furniture resembling the doll's tiny claws. Some skeptics argue that these stories are just coincidences or the result of overactive imaginations. But for believers, the Labubu doll is much more than a toy. Let's talk about the history behind these dolls. Labubu dolls are designed by Kazing Lung, a renowned artist with a flair for creating
People, I'm telling you, the more I researched this thing, the more I was baffled. The thing is worldwide. I was naive. I had no idea it existed. I don't know about this creator. But you know, people can use their own imagination, but there are people all over social media saying that things are moving, objects are moving around them. They're waking up with cuts on their body. There's an eerie feeling in the space where they're at. Some people getting sick. Come on, man. Come on.
Are Labubu dolls? Are they demonic? Or are people making a big deal out of nothing? Now, I want to talk about these Labubu dolls. I knew nothing about them. I see now that I have looked up some things online that people have been talking about these dolls for a while, but I guess they're starting to trend again because on TikTok I saw people saying that these dolls are starting to cause some paranormal things to happen. They say that the dolls follow them with their eyes when they're walking around. They feel like an eerie presence with the dolls in the room. You know, people are saying their anxiety gets high and other things. So, you know, things being moved around, typical of demonic objects. When you bring them into your house, they cause all this paranormal activity to happen. So they're saying that it's the doll's fault. Now, I don't have one of these dolls. I can only go by what I see on the internet. But what we can do is do a little bit of...
For generations, people in the paranormal community, which includes me, like I've said to you guys in other videos, I used to watch Coast to Coast. Coast to Coast. Don't know if they're still on. George Norrie and Art Bell. Again, George Norrie and Art Bell. Very familiar with the paranormal. And I know that people can cast spells on objects. Can it be done in mass? Can it be done where you put it on a doll and then you sell it and you summon the demon? What's really going on here?
Millions of people are throwing away their Labubus.
Wait, why?
Well, it started when a video went viral. It was a girl that said she went down to take a nap for a couple of hours, but when she woke up, she had claw marks everywhere. She said she didn't have any pets, but she did have a room full of Labubus.
Bro, you better not be telling me that the Labubus are entities. That makes no sense. They're little fluffy creatures from Hong Kong.
Have you not heard of Pazuzu?
Because of what?
Listen, the creators of Labubu had to cut corners on their first production run. They bought discounted stuffing that came in a burlap sack all the way from a warehouse in Iraq. The problem is, archaeologists use this same warehouse to store ancient idols. One of them being Pazuzu, which is a demon from the Middle East. It's known for possessing people and objects. Unfortunately, one of the sacks had dust from one of the shattered Pazuzu idols.
Wait, you're telling me that every Labubu is made with demon dust?
Wow. Hey, ain't no laughing matter, baby. We got to get prayed up. We don't know what we involved. I'm not saying this thing is true, but people, you have no idea. I remember I did a video, about a week ago, and I believe I featured this mother who talked about how she dropped her daughter off at the mall while she went to do something. When she came back, her daughter was laid out in the middle of the mall. And it was other situations similar to it, where people walked up to them and they blew dust in a person's face and they collapsed. And a lot of things are going on. I mean, even you might touch something. Somebody might say, you know what, I'll sell you something. Then they hand it to you. And then you say, well, I don't want it. You give it back, and minutes later you're dizzy. People, that's the kind of world we're living in. Straight up. Last video, check this out, a little bit more deeper.
At first glance, it looks like just another collectible toy. But look deeper. Its sharp teeth, twisted grin, it gives off something darker, something demonic. Many believe it's inspired by Pazuzu, the ancient demon of wind and plague. Who is Pazuzu? A feared Mesopotamian deity, known for bringing disease and chaos. And Labubu, it mirrors that darkness, disguised as something cute. Even The Simpsons hinted at it, showing Pazuzu as a possessed kid's toy. In that very clip, look closely, you'll see the number 666, the mark of the beast. Historically, Pazuzu was worn on talismans and amulets for protection, and now Labubu is trending as a keychain, meant to be carried everywhere. Just think about that. So maybe now you understand why Katy Perry knocked out Labubu. You see,
Let's go back into that. Check it out.
a feared Mesopotamian deity known for bringing disease and chaos. And Labubu, it mirrors that darkness, disguised as something cute. Even The Simpsons hinted at it, showing Pazuzu as a possessed kid's toy. In that very clip, look closely, you'll see the numbers.
They show the number 666. They say it's disguised as something cute, but really it's a demon.
You'll see the number.
Let's look at these numbers. 6 and 3 is 9. A is 1, that's 10. Plus 4, 14. Plus 8 is 22. You know 22 is in the video I Pet Goat 2, but it's coded allegedly on Barack Obama's head as a V. V is the 22nd letter of the alphabet. So as I count these numbers here, I count out to 22. I'm pulling up the picture momentarily because this here reminds me of a photograph that I have of Barack Obama in the movie I Pet Goat 2. There's a V. He sweats it down his brow. Then seconds later, the American flag shreds in two and everything behind Barack Obama crumbles. So before it turns into 666, it's 22. And the doll has purple. I said the doll has purple like Phoenician. So watch.
For 666.
And it has 666. How does the Phoenicians, well, how do these cartoons, how do the Simpsons know this stuff? You feel me? How do they know this stuff? They tell you about 666, but it's also got 22. What's really going on in our world? Have you heard about this doll? Is it like the little Chucky doll? Do you believe in the paranormal or not? Did you get rid of one? Now, in one of the videos I watched, they said, well, you know what? If you're tired of all the rumors and the things that it might be doing, give it to a friend. So would you give a doll or any object to a friend, knowing that you had quote unquote alleged paranormal experiences? All right, so use your better judgment. And what else is out there in the form of a toy that you think is questionable? Put it in the description. Let me know your experience, because again, won't too much surprise me, because I've been studying this stuff since I was 17. My name is Franchot Pearson. Demons are real. I believe there are millions of them. That's what I believe. And they like to tease, they like to masquerade as something positive that is of light. And they like to possess, and they like to attach. They're looking for a host. I would say naive people and kids are the most vulnerable. Kids don't know no better. I'm not saying this toy, this doll is devil possessed. Do your research, make your own decision. God bless.